It's better to use it on the app. Maybe they gave me a super ID. I don't know. That's why it's so weird. Sometimes I have things that people don't have, and you're like, well, how come you don't? I don't have that. Yeah. But if anything, if you want to know if you can have it on your version, which I don't know, because like I said, they always give me an admin login. So, and one way to, you can contact that 888 number. Remember I told you to write down that 888 number? Yeah. That's whom you need to reach out if and ask, find out. Doesn't hurt. Okay, so right here again, the major brands, like if you belong to Keller Williams. I type Kell, and look, Keller Williams comes up. You tap to select it, and look, it applies the logo automatically. And this logo will also go to One Home. So when you email listings from Matrix to somebody, well, first you need to save and activate it. Uh, yeah, then they'll see that logo. So, and where does the logo appear? You see there's a preview at the bottom. So you can tap preview and you can see, okay. So when you send listings on One Home, you see this is One Home. The preview is in One Home, and that's how they'll see it with the logo on top. Okay, so that's what a listing will look like. Uh, what other options? Where else will this logo appear? Let me tap this, drop down. Like when you email listings on Matrix, that's what it looks like. Also, when you do the MLS client. So when you share the app with someone, which I'll tell you in a minute, you see it has a red color. It has a red branding. All right. Okay, but what happens if your company is not on this list? We have a ginormous office called Realty One, or you could be with Simply Vegas, or, because those obviously Simply Vegas is located here, right? But if you're not with one of those major companies, simply Google your company name and hope your broker has a website. Um, let's do Realty One. I know Realty One is a huge company. So I'm just going to jump into Safari. I didn't close MLS-Touch. I just simply swiped up, and from the bottom, I swiped up, and you see it's minimized. So I can jump back later. So I'm going to tap out down here to hide it. It's like minimizing it. So I'm going to go to Safari or whatever browser you guys want to use, Google Chrome, that's fine. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to, the URL is down here. So I'm going to tap the URL. You can do Google search. It doesn't matter. I just enter the name Realty One, for example. So you see Realty One Group. There's many other type of Realty Ones. You see that? Let's use the main Realty One. Okay. And when you get to the page, oh, there's the page. I can open up the page, or I can just skip over to images up here. So when you go into images, okay, I don't need the alarm clock. So let's scroll down and we have logos. Look at that. So you can find one that you like, a nice looking logo. If they have nice ones, more images, I just tap more images. Okay, so look, there's a bunch of Realty One options. Let's use a basic simple one like this one. Tap. Okay. And one way you can save this picture to your phone is you can hold your finger on the picture. Look, when I hold it, look, it says save to photos. If your phone doesn't give you the option, you can also capture the screen. Capturing the screen on an iPhone, I don't know how to do it on an Android. I apologize. I've been on an iPhone for so many years now. So there is the power button on the right and the up volume. So if you squeeze those two together, you can capture the screen in case. But save to photos is easier. Just hold your finger on the picture, and then it will like blink like this, blink, and then, oh, sorry. Okay, that's not it. I'm gonna hold down and then save to photos. Okay. Now, when I go into my photos, photos, right here. Guess what I have? I have the Realty One logo. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's how I got the picture, in case you don't know. Oh, I have a tip from John. Thank you, John. John said he's an Android expert, as you can see. He said that to do a screenshot, power button and down volume. Wow, that's the opposite as the iPhone. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Okay, and it's in the chat. So if anybody uh, uses an Android and missed it, is power and down volume. Thank you. All right, so let's go back up. All right, so now I want to use my own logo, right? Maybe you open up your own office, like I said, whatever. Or if you belong to an office not on the list below. So I'm going to action. Let's start a new one. I'm going to just hit remove. Let's pretend I never uploaded a photo before, a logo. So create your own, tap create your own. And then right here, you see upload from device. So this is when you need to grant access to for MLS-Touch to access your photos. Okay. And also you need to, if you want to add contacts, you need to grant access to your contacts. Okay. So remember when you install a new app, it asks you, you know, do they have permission to do this? Do they have permission to do that? You have to grant it. If not, later I'll tell you how you can grant it in case you know, decide to change your mind. Because if you said no before, I'll tell you how you can unlock that later in settings. Okay. So let's start with upload from device. And then you see, it asks me, where do I want to go? I already saved that picture in my photo library. So I'm going to tap photo library and it brings me to my pictures. Here's Realty One. See if I can upload this one because sometimes it's annoying to use this or to do this. But if you guys run into any problem using this, I'll tell you another tip later. Okay, so this is the correct picture. So I'm going to tap the check. This is an iPhone 17 in case it looks weird to you. Okay, look how tiny this picture is. Hi, Marus. Uh, the problem in the volume down is broken or is not working. Ouch. Ow. That's a problem. Okay, now, do you see the Realty One? I want to zoom in to make it as big as possible. So you see, because this is very tiny right now. And then, yeah, it will look tiny like this. So I'm going to zoom in. You see the zoom at the bottom? Zoom all the way. It's still too, it's still too small. So you see the this little rectangle? Oh, yeah, this is being recorded. No worries, Marus. Okay, so now I'm going to resize this. I'm going to pick a corner. Oh, Deanna just gave another tip. Deanna just said that if your phone has hand gestures, you can take a screenshot that way. See, that's why we love to chat with each other. Okay, so I'm gonna pull the corner. I'm gonna pull it down to the bottom left, or try to. You see, this makes this rectangle smaller because I want the logo inside the rectangle. Okay, that's what I'm trying to accomplish here. Does it look right? It looks right, doesn't it? Oh, the top is a little bit cut off. So let's move this up a little. Up, up. Okay. I think this looks okay, right? Okay. So yeah. So again, make sure that the rectangle covers the logo is inside the rectangle. And if you're happy with it, save. I don't think it's gonna come out. Oh, it came out okay. Except, you know, this is not centered correctly. What I also like about this system is that it chooses the color for you automatically. So like when you share the app to your clients, the buttons will show these colors. I'm happy with what I did. I'm gonna tap save and activate. But if you're not happy and this is driving you crazy, there's a plan B. Okay. You don't have to do the branding from here. So you can do the branding from Matrix. I'm just giving you options so you don't go crazy. So that logo that I just uploaded, check it out. It's already in Matrix. So when I go to Matrix, okay, do you see on top when you Click, where did it go? Click your name, manage branding. There used to be a button up there, I think. Okay. What logo am I using? Yeah, there's that Realty one. And you see, this is the preview on the right. On a desktop, on a mobile app, one home will look like this. Okay, back to desktop. Okay, on a matrix email, remember the previous previews I showed you? Like it's right here. And then there's the MLS client preview. So when you share the app, the clients, this is how they'll see your logo. Okay, so there you go. So that's plan B. But if you want to change the logo from here, just go to action, edit or remove. Well, remove will just get rid of it. But if you click edit, then you can click edit right here and you can browse for another picture. Okay. Oh, that doesn't look good. Let's cancel. When you mess up something, what do? Don't save it. Cancel. All right. Be careful. Okay, back to the app. We have options. All right. So again, that was more. I just saved it also. Don't forget to save your after you make an update or change and keep it. Right. Let's go back to more. And that was brand and share. Where was that? Branding, sorry. Manage branding. Share the branded app. This part is important, guys, because you want to share the app with your clients so that they can search listings using the app, the MLS client app. Uh, a lot of times when you get a new client, they tell you what they want, right? They're like, hey, Mr. Realtor, Miss Realtor, I'm looking for a 3 bedroom, 2 bath. I heard that there's a nice area called Summerlin. And I like Summerlin. I'd like to live there. And well, what's your budget? Can you find me something under 600,000? All right. So that's the criteria. You go into Matrix, right? You set up the auto email. I'm like, you're telling them, okay, I'll find you anything with that criteria. Then next week, your client contacts you and they ask you, hey, how come you haven't shown me this property? What did they do? They went to Zillow, didn't they? That happens a lot, doesn't it? They go to Zillow and then they do their own research and then they went all the way up to Centennial Hills, let's say. And then they're asking you, how come you didn't show me this property? And then you look at the property, you're like wondering why, and then you realize, oh, that's Centennial Hills. You told me Summerlin, right? Doesn't that drive you crazy? They do their own research and then come back later telling you that that's what they want, right? So instead of having them do that, you go to Zillow, send them the app, and the app does not include the listing agent information, so you know. Okay, that's another positive. Or so MLS client, this is the link you'll be sending them actually. Again, more, share my branded app, and that's how you get here. So when you share this app, you can email it to them or text it to them. Okay, and after you let's say you text it, let's tap send by SMS. What's cool about this is that you can get their phone number if you don't have their phone number. That's their cell phone, obviously, because you're texting it. Um, or if you email it, the cool thing about emailing is if you already set up an auto email for that person, you already have their email. So enter their email address or tap the plus to look up your contacts. It takes you to all my contacts in my phone because I granted access already. These are not my contacts in MLS-Touch. Okay, so I can access and I can select somebody to give them if they have an email, you know. So that's his email. So and I can select. Okay, contact. Oh, I don't need to edit anything. Back. I just tap the arrow on the left to return back here. Okay, so select. Let's see, heaven. Okay, I just tapped his email and then edit the message if you want to. And then to send, hit the up arrow. Okay, I'm not going to send it. Delete. Okay, it takes me to my email. The email that it took me to in an iPhone is the email I set up in my phone. The email you set up is, under mail. So you know what happened in case. And if you text it to somebody, send by SMS, again, there's the plus, and then it takes me to my contacts. And if you have that person's cell phone, let's use Sharon. And then look, it has your previous text that you have, uh, and then you just send them. It's like sending them a text. Okay, that's it. Now, after they install the app, this is what they'll see, by the way, when they click the app. Open the link. So you send them the link. They tap the link. Look, it takes them right to the app, to the App Store, and they get the app, MLS Client. So you see, they install MLS Client. You use MLS-Touch, okay? Not the same. Be careful, okay? But when they install MLS Client, you get an alert in MLS-Touch telling you that so-and-so installed the app, okay? So that's the link. But when they install the app, the system will sometimes ask them for a code. Uh-oh. They didn't read that part because when they tapped the link, it took them right to the app, right? So let me X out of here. But you see, in the link, it tells them here's the code. But if they close this page, they don't know what the code is, right? So if you ever get a call from a client who tried to install your MLS Client app and they don't know what the code is, do you see these letters and numbers at the end of my link after the slash? That is the code. That is your code. Don't give them my code. Okay. So yeah, you need to read off whatever you have on your MLS-Touch screen and you tell them to put that in. Because you see, mine is again 801DA962, and in the message that or the link when they tap is the same. You see, 801DA962. And that's your code forever. Unless you change your public ID, then that will no longer be your code. Okay. But if you keep that public ID forever, that will be always your code. Okay. Let's go back. So that's why you need to share that app. You can also use it as a lead generator, guys, because what if you're out, at your office in the public or wherever you are, and if somebody uh wants to look up properties, right? And guess what? Zillow didn't come into their mind. So tell them like, hey, I have an app. You guys, you can use this and we can stay in touch and I can help you through the process, right? And you can get either their email or their cell phone number. I prefer the email, so you can also set up an auto email for them. Okay. So that was share my branded app. There's the Facebook publishing tool. This is really cool too, because you can, if you have a Facebook, who here does not have a Facebook business page? Raise your hand. Devin, you don't? Okay, it's good to know. If you don't have one, you don't, if you didn't want to admit it, that's okay too. I don't care. All right. So if you don't have one, simply go to Facebook. I'm going to show you how you can create one really fast. Log into your Facebook account. And then, do you see this right here? Menu on the top, and then page. Again, menu, page. And it brings you right here to create a page. So for the page name, use your name. And then for the category, you want to put yourself in real estate. But then you can also do real estate agent, and real estate service. You can do all of them. So real estate agent, company, service, again. So select the ones and then a little bit of bio and create the page. Okay, so there you go. That's how you create your business page if you don't have one. I already have one. And whenever I click this is my personal account, but when I click the drop down, you see I can switch to mine, I called it Las Vegas Statistics. And it switched me to my business page. Okay, you see I used a different picture for my business page. So this way I can identify which one is my business page and which one is my personal page. And once you have that created, once you have your business page created, come back to the app, go to more, go to Facebook Publishing. You're welcome, Devin. If you didn't raise your hand, I would have skipped it. Connect. Yeah, I hope you're paying attention. So when you go to the publishing, tap connect, and then it asks, MLS-Touch wants to use your Facebook to sign in. You see, it asks for permission, okay? You need to hit continue. And then make sure that this is your account. This is my personal account name. All right, so if it's somebody else's name, or because somebody used your phone, logged into their Facebook account, yeah, make sure you switch the account, okay? All right, if this is correct, tap continue. And then right here, you can opt into all current and future pages. The reason this is not selected is because you can also opt in individually, okay? So I'm gonna select all below. I only have one business page, as you can see. But sometimes we have a lot of realtors who are into more than one trade. In the past, I've had a lot of attorneys, doctors take my real estate classes. It's crazy. And, sometimes they have business pages for something else, all right? So that's why. But this one, I'm just going to do Las Vegas statistics. Continue. And look, when I tap continue, it takes me to the same page again. Opt into all current business. Yeah, I don't know. This is weird. Continue. And then the permission you're granting. Yeah, I like that. You cannot unselect because people used to unselect things and then it messed up their connection. Save. This is just to let you know. And done. Okay, so it says that is connected to prospects. Got it. Tap got it. And boom. Get started quickly. Choose where you want to display your active listings, new listings, price reductions, sold listings, and open houses. I want them to be posted on this business page. Tap to select and then save. Congrats. Tap finish and we're done. So you see my business page now has a little green dot, meaning that it's live, it's turned on. So next time when you list a property in Matrix, it generates a post automatically for you. When you list a property, you'll say, I have a new listing, the post. It'll be titled this. And then if you lower the price of one of your current or existing listings, it will also be posted. But if you raise the price, it won't be posted. It won't create a post. Also, when you add an open house, a public open house, it will post automatically. And when you change a listing to sold or leased, then it creates a post automatically for you also. Hi, Daniel. Does this tool have any posts for buyer agents? No. But if you're a buyer, yeah, these are all listings, you as the listing agent. Um, for buyer agent, that's a good question. Because that's not your listing, first of all. Okay. RPR, yeah, you have to be careful because if a listing agent discovers or find out that you're posting without their permission, then they can, yeah, unless you are, you can get permission if you have your office listings, for example, right, Daniel? But if in your office you can, if you're teamed up with somebody or a team, then what I would do is I would use RPR for that. RPR has the tool in case. Preview post. I'm not reading correctly today. I need my lenses. Okay, I have a new listing. Tap. And that's what this is what the post will look like. You see, that's my logo, the one that actually I just created with you all. And you see, this is the colors. And then there's the listing photo. And this will say just listed. You see, this is the title, and you can change that. Okay. All right, let me X out of here. Do I tap out? I think I tap out first. Let's try tapping out. Oh, yeah, I tapped here, so you know. Yeah, to return back here. Because if I X, it returns me back to the more menu. Okay. But again, that was Facebook publishing tool. Tap continue, and boom, I'm in. Oh, it's making me reconnect again. Oh, there we go. Save, finish. Okay, fine. Do it again. Okay. Oh, this is red. You see that when it's red, it means that, okay, nothing is going all right. And you need to find out what's going on. So again, you can go here. You see there's a little wheel and then automatically publish my listing. If this is red, you need to turn it on, this right here. So it turns it green, you see? Okay. And then go back. Oh, okay, interesting. At least it showed me that. All right, let's X out. So that's Facebook publishing tool. Third-party integration. This part is really important. Okay, so you see all of my third-party options are all green. It means that they're all enabled or turned on. Contacts sync. That's important. Remember, when you enter contacts in Matrix, when you add contacts in Matrix, they appear automatically in MLS-Touch and vice versa. When you add a contact in MLS-Touch, it will appear in Matrix and Prospect CRM. That's why this has to be always enabled. Client portal sync. This is the coolest thing, guys. When you email listings to somebody in Matrix, they view those listings in one home, right? And when they do that, they can mark a listing as favorite or they can discard a listing. And when they do that, MLS-Touch will alert you if they mark a listing as favorite. Cool, huh? So you don't have to sit in front of Matrix all day long and wait for it, right? Safe search sync. Remember the safe search I showed you earlier? That's why it's synced. Carts, shopping carts. You all have used that ever? Anybody? Does anybody not know how to use the cards in MLS Matrix? Okay. Everybody good on that? Okay. Yeah, because this is also synced with the shopping carts. So you can, whenever you put a listing in a shopping cart, you can see it here under contacts. Uh-oh, Devin. Okay. Devin, you're paying attention today, aren't you? Okay, I was gonna jump out of that. No, it's really cool. I can show it to you in a minute, very quick. If you never used that before, look, when you search listings, right? Let's do a search, residential. I'm just gonna pick a community. I'm just gonna do active, Anthem, okay? And then hit results. There's only 20 listings. So I'm using a small search. Let's say that you find a really good one. This looks like condo. You see, it has a unit number, but oh, look, this one looks like a house for 419 in Anthem. What a deal. All right, so let's select this one. I want to drop this one in a shopping cart for my client, Cat, me. Okay, so I selected the listing. Do you see there's a tab that says cards? And then I want to create a new cart. Add to. Oh, sorry, it added to my new listings. Let's create a new cart. New cart. And then let's call it Cat Anthem. Okay. And then who's this card for? Let's put it under me, Catalino. Okay, so I'm saving it for this client and I'm creating a new card called Cat Anthem. Save. There you go. Now, tomorrow, 3 days from now, a month from now, what was that property that I saved for that guy, Cat? I don't have to go back into Matrix. I can use the app right here and go to contacts at the bottom, tap contacts, Catalino, me, and what do I have here? I have 5 shopping carts. Tap. And which one is the one I just created? Cat Anthem. And there's one listing in there. Tap. And what is that listing that I saved for that guy? Oh, 22555 Hampton. Right? So you don't have to, yeah, that's pretty cool. So you can use that feature And in Matrix, if you need to pull that listing back up, go to my Matrix, contacts, find the contact, and look, next to the contact, what do you see here? Cards. When I click cards, which is the one that I just created, Cat Anthem, and it also gives you the date and time. That was just created, 9:55 a.m. Click it, and then I want to see this listing, right? Click results, boom, and here's that listing. Sorry, this thing is not. There we go. Click the MLS number to view the listing. Okay, there you go. There you go. So that's the shopping cart. Okay, come on back. Okay, all right, let's go back. Let's go back. Also, I'm still in my contacts. So remember favorites, discard it. So when you email listings to them in Matrix, it alerts you when they mark a listing as favorite on when they do that on one home. Okay, so let's return back to more. Let's go back to third party. So that was the shopping cart. So now you see enabling it. And also the one home brand and share. So you saw when I changed my logo. Yeah, it updated also on one home. That's because of this. Okay. Don't turn any of these off, guys. Okay. Because if you do, then you have to do the work again on the other programs. So that's third party. Settings. Let's set up some defaults quickly. Let's start under settings. Let's go into preferences. And this is where you can set up the default down payment. Like if you do the 30-year fixed rate, it requires, say, 20% down. You can change that right here. Remove that 10, replace it with a 20. Map search, remember last search. Remember last search, it means that, okay, whatever search you were doing on the map, next time when you return back to the map, it leaves you, it returns you to where you left off. So yeah, you can continue working and you can start over. Okay, there's a reset. I'll show you where the reset is in case you have this set up. Also, advanced search. So the advanced search, you can turn this on or off. Remember last search. I like to turn that off because in an advanced search, if you forget that you have filters or criteria already entered from your previous search, if you keep adding more criteria, guess what? You're gonna get no listings, and that will drive you crazy. All right, that's why I like to turn this one off. This one I don't mind. Okay, all right, but I'll tell you where the reset is in case you leave this one on, so you can start a new search. When you share the listings, right? When you share it by text, SMS is by text, or when you share it by email, you can customize your own message right here. Like if I want to customize my text message, you can simply tap in here and then write whatever. So you see, this is my custom message. So I can show you later where this will appear. Okay. And when you change this message, don't forget to click save or tap save. Also email. The email message, again, you can customize your own email message and don't forget to save it if you want to do that. Okay. Yeah, sometimes you want to tell them like call this phone number if you have any questions or, email. So this way they'll know how to contact you. All right, default sort. The default sort is when you do a search, in a map search, let's say you pulled up 10 listings, right? Which one is the one that appears on top? Well, according to this, is price ascending. So the one with the lower price are the first one on top. As you scroll down, the price goes up. Okay. And if you want to change it, you can tap here. And what other options do you have? You can sort it ascending or descending. Descending is high price to low price. And then there's address. You can sort it alphabetically by street name, A through Z, or Z through A. Living area, by the smallest house to the biggest house, or biggest to small. And then there's also status date. So what do you want to look at? Old listings first or new listings first? And the last one is distance, closest or farther. Okay. All right. cancel. And same thing you can apply to advanced search. When you do an advanced search, again, is sorting by ascending price. My listings, you can see, when you open up, you can see your newer listing first, or you want to see your older listing first. My favorites, my contact listing, safe searches, and hot sheet. So you can change any of these sorting. And the options are the same. So whenever you tap on any of them, you see it's always the same options. Cancel. Okay, let's go back. Let me see if there's anything else down below. Okay, down here is my listings. My listings is, you can, the default in here is that you can see your active listings. Active listing meaning these are the listings you can edit. Okay, and down below is this, the ones below are not selected because they're off the market. Okay, cancel. Oh, you see the little colors next to each status? That'll come into play later when I show you the those markers on the map. That's what those colors are. Okay, it's their status. Okay, let's go back. So that's preferences. You can also set up a comparable. The comparable right now I have no criteria. Okay, let's say I want you can pick either recently sold or you want to compare properties on the market. I want recently sold because I want to know what people actually paid for on a property. If it's on the market, it's what owners want, right? Or wish to get. So I prefer sold. Price range, let's make it the max. What's the max? I think it's up to 30%. There you go, 30. Distance, when I could compare, I like to stay within half a mile to 1 mile. Let's do 1 mile. And I also want to compare properties with the same number of bedrooms. Turn that on. So that's how you set your comparables criteria. So later when we pull up a listing, I'll tap the comparable button and it will be using this criteria to pull up my comps. Go back. That's it. So next time if you need to make any change, come back here and make the change you want. Back. All right, notifications. Turn this on, all of these. So what type of notifications do you get? When you get messages from your contact. Remember that app you share? When your client install MLS client, you can chat with your client you use MLS-Touch and they use MLS client. New leads. That's a good one. So when you use the lead generator from Prospect CRM, the system will alert you that you have a new lead. New contact favorites. Remember when you send listings to your client on one home and they mark a listing as favorite, MLS-Touch will let you know. And when they also discard a listing. Go back. So make sure these are all turned on, notifications. Under settings, okay, go back. And at the bottom is nothing but other stuff like tech support. They don't have the phone number here anymore. That's why I gave you that number, that 888 number in my PowerPoint. Okay, but you can email them. But if you need to talk to somebody immediately, that's why I gave you that 888 number. You can follow them on Facebook, send them feedback, help center, privacy policy, and log out. I don't think anybody ever reads the privacy policy. Okay, so that's the more menu. Let's return home. You see on the bottom left, there's the home to return me back here again. So if any of my clients have MLS client installed, I can chat with them too. I can tap the envelope, I can compose, or I can just, oh, this is client I'm currently chatting with. I can tap and then I can go down to the bottom and enter a message. And I can say hello. Hit the up arrow. Okay. And then that client, if they have MLS client installed, will have an alert. Where's my, okay. Yeah, mine hasn't alerted me. So, but when they open it up, this is the client version, the MLS client. It looks like this. You see, there's my my branding, and oh, they have a new message. Maybe I turned off the messages, the alerts for MLS client. Okay, they have a new message. What did I do? Oh, my realtor is telling me, saying to me, hello. Okay, there you go. that's why I'm telling you, install the MLS client app uh so you can see what the client sees, because they don't see, especially when they open up a listing, they don't get all the details like you do. Okay, now let's talk about advanced search. I love advanced search if you guys just simply want to look up an address, for example. Tap advanced search and then enter an address right here, up here, an address. Okay. Let's look up an address. Didn't we just pull up a search here? Let's pull Anthem. Let's say I want to look up 2424 Antrim Irish. Oh boy. It's be fun to spell Antrim, right? So here's what I'm going to do. In the address, tap, just enter the house number, 2424, space. And when somebody reads me, I don't have to enter the entire street name. Antrim, Antrim. I don't need the rest. All I need is part of the beginning. That's it. I'm going to tap return and tap search. Boom. You see, it found me 2424 Antrim Irish. Irish. Excuse me. There you go. And to view the listing, just tap and then it opens up the listing details for you. Oh, there was a $50,000 price reduction on this one. It's been on the market for 24 days. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so entering an address is that easy. Yay. All right. What problems can you encounter? Say tomorrow, you come back, you enter the same address, you hit search, and it says, nothing found. But you found it today. How come it's not available tomorrow? It's because a listing doesn't stay active forever. You know that, right? Okay, what can happen? Well, a listing can be withdrawn like 5 minutes or 5 seconds from now. It could be withdrawn. It could be expired to midnight tonight. Yeah, you don't know what happens, right? So when you enter an address and you can no longer find it, you see the list status. Let's go in there, tap it. And if you can't find a listing, it could be off the market already. Okay. Or it could be under contract. Something can get a contract any second. So the best thing to do is, oops, select all the statuses. Okay. This way you can't miss the listing. Then tap apply and tap search. But the cool thing also is, if this listing was listed before, I will see the old listings too. Well, apparently this one has not been listed before. Okay. So, but again, it's like viewing the history, right? Like, okay, what happened? Did it expire before? Was it, did the agent withdraw it and relist it? Okay. All right. So search by address here is the best. I love that. Okay. And again, if you can't find the listing, change listing status to all the statuses. Okay. All right. Let me explain some don'ts to you now. The property type. You cannot search single family for rent here. Single family, right? Apply. I want rental. Rentals. Apply. Okay. And all status, you see, no address, right? I want any single family for rent. When I tap search, look what happens. Oh, all right, fine, city. Let's do Las Vegas. Apply. And when I hit search, thinking, oh, no properties found. You're telling me that in the entire city of Las Vegas, there isn't a single family residential for rent. That's not true. You all know that, right? Okay. So the problem is when you select single family, this is for sale. This is all for sale. Okay. That's why in here, there's also rental down here, you see. But when you do rental down here, all rental, apply. Now it's going to give me everything. Search condos, townhouses, but I only want to rent a single family home. Oh boy, it's taking its time. Yeah, it's pulling up everything. Shouldn't have done that. I broke it. Plus, I have all the statuses. That doesn't help me. I reached the limit. 204,000. Yeah, I don't think so. Let's go back. All right. So that's the problem again. Now, if I want to rent, I only want, oh, let's get rid of the multiple value. Let's get rid of single family. Let's get rid of rental. Apply. Okay. But if you want rental for single family, here's what you do. Scroll down. That's it. The reason I'm bringing this up is because somebody brought that up in one of my previous classes. Use more criteria. Let's do active only. Let's not do all the statuses. If you don't want all the actives, uh, like you don't want temporarily off the market, under contract show, or contingent on sale, just simply tap active. Boom. Let's unselect these ones too. So there you go. Apply. I get coming soon and active only. And I want to now look for rentals for single family. Tap more criteria. And then down here, find style. That's the name of the field, style. This one. Tap style. And this is where you select single family. Apply. Now that's how you search rentals, single family. Okay. I think I feel this is important because if not, that'll drive you crazy. See, these are all homes. Unless the agent mislabeled it, which is another problem. They all look like homes, I think. All right, let's go back. Okay, so that's how you search single family rentals. Another field that I have received quite a few calls is like when realtors try to look up like a one-story building, maybe they have, older clients who don't want to climb the stairs, right? Or there could be athletes, I don't know. Uh, that if you want to look up one-story buildings, is under building description, guys. Building description, and one story is right here. Cancel. I'm just telling you things. And appliances, you can pick which one you see. Dryer, washer is at the bottom. Washer, dryer, refrigerator. Where's refrigerator? Right here. Okay. Dishwasher. Is dishwasher on my list? No. Okay. You get AC. Okay, go back. All right. Do you see when I enter one criteria? Do you see where it says more criteria? It has a little one next to it. That means that you have a fill. You have criteria. But if you want to start all over, here's the reset, and then re-enter your criteria. Okay. So that's advanced search. Let's X out of here. All right. Listing number search. You can enter up to 10 listing numbers here. Simply just type in the listing number. Let me type one I found this morning. 2745785. When you search, let's hit return. Oops, I took out the 5. Search at the bottom, and here's the listing. Okay, let's go back. X out. My favorites. Actually, speaking of favorites, before I do that, let's say I like this one, right? When I open up the listing, I want to make this my favorite. That's this little star. Tap the star. Okay, I don't want to do any survey. Go back, go back. Okay, so if you want to find out what you have stored in your favorites, you can simply tap my favorites. And here's the one I just marked as favorite, you see? But if there's any old ones that are off the market, okay, I want to get rid of this one. Open it up and remove the star. and then whoop, and it's gone. Now I have two listings on my favorites, you see? Okay, X out. So that's my favorites. Okay. And when I tap the Insta view, you have to be within 400 feet of a property that is listed. Okay. And also another problem that can give you if you have your privacy settings on, like if you turned off your location services, yeah, InstaView is not going to work also. I'll tell you how you can change those settings later. Hot sheet is here. The hot sheet is just very basic. The hot sheet, all you have here is the days back, how many days back you want to go. These are the statuses based on the days back. And then there's property type, which is residential, high rise, vacant lot, and rentals. That's it. Those are the only four property types. Did I miss one? Oh, multiple dwelling. I missed multiple dwelling. Cancel. And then there's change location. So location is only city. You can pick a city. Like I have Henderson and Las Vegas. So let me remove Las Vegas and let's try Boulder City. Boulder. That'll lower my number. Oh, they had a subdivision. That's cool. Would it work though? Okay. When you enter the name of a city, tap the plus. Or you can select a subdivision. They didn't have subdivision before. That's an upgrade. Done. Okay, and this is 1 day back. So you see the numbers are really low. Well, I think most of these are Henderson anyway. Okay, what property type did I select? Oh, these are residential. Residential, you see, you cannot break it down. So say if you only want single family homes, residential includes single family, condo, townhouses, and manufactured homes. Okay, yeah. So you get everything mixed in here. And to see the listings, tap here and you can see those 70 listings. Okay. All right, so this is condo, this is single family, you see, all mixed in there. Let's go back. X. All right, so that's hot sheet. But if you want more criteria on in your hot sheet, stick to matrix. Okay, let's now talk about map. Oh no, not a map yet. Contacts. Let's talk about contacts. Let me show you how you can import somebody. Okay, so these are my contacts, right? Currently, if I want to add somebody from my phone into MLS-Touch, simply tap add. So I don't have to do a lot of work. You can create a new one from scratch or import. You see, let's import. Here's my clients. Okay, all right. Let's add Darren. Okay, I'd like to add Robert and Darren. Darren, Robert. Really? Robert has no phone number? That's interesting. Okay, he's a realtor. I know that. Okay, tap done. Or he could be a secret agent. I don't know. When I tap done, look. Did I say look? There we go. It finally flashed. Okay, now here's Darren, and where's Robert? Right here's Robert. You see? Okay. Cool. That's how easy it is to import somebody. But now we have a problem. Let me see Robert. When I select Robert, right? Here's the cool thing. He has an email address. Let me X out. But when I look at Darren, Darren has no email. Oh, wah, wah, wah. Okay. Why is that important? Because remember I said that you can import and then that client will come to Matrix automatically. Let's refresh Matrix first. When I hover my Matrix, when I go to contacts, is Robert here? Robert is. Is Darren? No, he's not. Why? Because Darren doesn't have an email address. And when that happens, guess what? You won't find him here. That's another problem, don't you think? Okay, how to fix it? Well, you need his email. And then tap edit when you get his email. Add an email, and that's where you can add it. have trouble spelling. Okay, I'm just gonna use this fake email. When you're done entering, I'm gonna have tap return and I'm gonna tap save. There you go. Okay. And maybe a minute or two later, you'll see Darren in here. Let me see. Let's see how fast this is. Nope, no Darren. One more time, let's refresh. Let's go to my matrix. Contacts again. See if this is. It was faster when I did the Robert, didn't I? Okay. All right, but it'll take a minute. You get the idea. But you need an email address. No email, you won't find them here. Let's return back to the app. Okay, here we are. Okay, you can delete your contacts here too. Okay. Down at the bottom, there's also members. You can look up any realtor. And if when you find a realtor, I can type in their first name, their last name, and when you find the realtor, select that realtor. And the system will also show you if they have listings. Cool, huh? Because you cannot do that in Matrix. I don't know if you guys know that secret. You cannot pull up someone's listings, but you can do that here. Office, you can also view the office details and also their phone number and their email. Okay, that's another secret I showed you. Oh, I don't want to close out of here. Okay, tap X, return. Okay, to hide the keyboard, you have to hit return, so you know. And let's go back to map home. This time, we're going to go into map search. In the map search, I will reveal to you some secrets. First of all, this search bar up here, you can search by city, subdivision, address, zip, MLS number. Cool, you can do all that. But this search bar also gives you tower name. In case you guys want to look up high-rise tower, yeah, you can enter the tower name. Let's do panorama. Panorama. When I type in Panora, look, the menu comes down with suggestions. And the first one is the tower name. You can use subdivision, that's okay also. But I like to use the tower name. Tap the plus, and then done at the bottom. Yeah, you have to hide that keyword to make it go away. Because Panorama also has townhouses. You see, these are the townhouses. It gives me everything. And this right here is these are the ones in the two ginormous buildings. And to see those listings, you can tap right here on the 9 plus, and it pulls up those listings for you. And remember, my listings are sorted ascending price. So the lowest is a rental. And then as you go up, you have the for sales. Okay. Go back. Okay. So again, that's the filter I'm using. All right. But if you guys want to search one specific unit, you can do that too, using the map. You cannot do this on the advanced search. Let me show you. Let me go back to this bar on top. Let's get rid of panorama. To get rid of panorama, you tap the X to remove it. Okay. Now, the search bar is blinking, the insertion point. And right here, I'm going to type in, let's say I know a listing. The address is 900. I don't know the listing number. Space, Las Vegas. Okay, and look, boom. It gives me already a list. The cool thing is that the unit I'm looking for is already here. But what if, actually all three units are here. But what if the unit that you were looking for is not here on this list? Simply continue typing. Vegas Boulevard. This is the first time that ever happened to me. That the unit I want is listed. But let's say I want unit 903, right? Type in the address, exactly how they have it. Space. South. I think we need to include South in there. Space. And then the pound sign, which is hiding in the extra keys, special characters, space, and then the unit 903. or no space after the pound. I think it's not Las Vegas South. Okay, let's get rid of the South then. Yeah. You see, when you get no results, this is what you get. Addresses from other parts of the world or the country. Okay. Pound space 903. Did I type it in correctly? But it's here, you see. I know that there's a listing. Oh, BL. Let's type it in exactly how they have it. BL space pound space 903. There we go. Yeah, no VD or but Las Vegas. Okay, that was weird. Same VD. So you see, there's four listings. There's probably some that are off the market. You see, look at the MLS number. These are old listing numbers, you see. I want to see them all. You can tap the plus, 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 and plus. Get them all. And then tap done at the bottom. And that's how you can get every single listing that was listed. Okay, here's that building. And then, oops, what happened? I over zoomed. Done. What happened to you? My map is acting up. Okay. What I was supposed to do was I was supposed to tap on the number 4. You saw there was a 4 here. Yeah, that number 4 just disappeared on me, as you can see. It does look like a museum, doesn't it? That is weird. Let's zoom out. Okay, let's try this again. I think that something is funny with the map. Yeah, I think they mapped it wrong or something. But when you pull up the listings, you see unit 903. This is the active one, and this is an old one that was listed for rent. But if you add them all up, all you have to do is tap on the number to bring up the listings like this. Okay. I guess I kept having to reset it. I don't know why it took me to this museum up there. I'll go away. All right. So, and to get rid of it and do a new search again, tap up here and then remove this the X. Tap the X to remove the address and then tap done. And now you can do a new search. And but if not, look, there's already filters automatically, even though it says zero filters. So zero filter means give me everything. So you don't, by you not putting anything, it'll give you like anything for sale, for rent. That's why you see some $1,300 and you see 5.95 million because there's no filter. And when it's a blue color, these are active. Active, it could be active under contract, UCS, on the contract show. It could be temporary T status, temporarily off the market, and COS, contingent on sale. Those are all the blue ones. Remember, let's go to filter. So in case you want to know what color is what, and the purple one is coming soon. Simply tap listing status under filter, and that's how you'll know which one is which. So you see the purple is coming soon. The blue are all of these. And then the orange looking thing is under contract no show. Red means sold or leased or history. History are listings that have been sold for more than 1 year. Okay. Expired are the is the gray, and the rest of the gray are also incomplete, withdrawn, conditional, comp only, sold, and withdrawn. So All right. If you, I don't want the temporarily of the market under contract show contingent, you can tap each one of those to remove them. Now I only have active and coming soon, tap apply. And now you can decide if you want for rent, for sale, property type. Okay. Only one for sale. So I'm just going to select single family, apply. I don't have to select for sale here because I already selected single family. Okay, put in the number of bed, number of bath. Okay, price range. Where's the price? Let's say I want under 500,000. 500. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Oh, there's an 80. Boom, boom. Boom. 0, 0. Just like that. Okay. Tap done. You see there's a done button right here to get you out of that. Okay, and now search. Now everything will disappear. But let's go back to a rural area. We're on the strip, as you can see. Okay, now we can find listings in this area. Okay, so see this one is a coming soon. Okay, these are all single family homes. Yeah, there's some homes there's a lot under 500, believe it or not, right? But you see some of them have a little house with a key in it. This means that this house right here has an open house. So when you tap that listing, you see, that's the property. And the open house is on February 5th. Today, hey, we're missing this open house. I just swiped up so you can see the listing. Okay. To hide the listing, tap the arrow and it lowers it. To see, actually, this is way too many. I found inside the map, there's 52 listings. That's what this is, 52 inside the map. But if I want to reduce that number, I can use the pencil and I can draw a shape of an area. Let's say that I want to rope off this area right here. So I can tap the pencil and then I can rope it off. Let's just do this area right here. Okay. And after you rope it off, we're down to 12 instead of 52. I want to see these 12 listings. To see them all, you can tap list up here and you can see them again ascending by price from the lower price up to the highest. Okay. These are the 12. All right. I found some good ones, right? Let's say I want to email them to somebody or text it to somebody. You can do either. And to do that, if I want to send all 12, do you see on the top right, there is this little 3 dots right here. You see the 3 dots? Tap the 3 dots and this menu comes up. I can mark them as favorite, all of them at the same time. I can email them or text them to somebody. Or I can put them in a shopping cart so I can pull them up later in Matrix. Remember that trick? Okay, but let's just say I want to email them. Send by email. Boom. You can select one at a time individually. Maybe you don't want to send them all. You can select each one individually. Okay, I think it's up to 10 at a time though. Let's do all anyway. Let's try all 12. So I'm going to tap select all, but there is a limit. Okay. Select all and tap done when you're finished. Done. No errors. That's good. So I want to send that to somebody from my contacts. Tap the plus, and here are my contacts. Let's send it to me. Carolino, and remember my custom message where in my preferences is right here. Hi, Marilyn. I keep getting a red number 1 by more criteria and come up with no listings on my search. Okay, then on the bottom left, tap reset. If you can't figure out how to remove that one, just tap reset on the bottom left. Okay, and then send that message. Okay, yeah, see if that helps. Cancel. All right. Okay, so there you go. So that's what the 3 dots is. It allows you to do any of these. Okay. Oh, I hope it helped. Oh, since you're thanking me, I hope it worked. Okay. Okay, if I change my mind, I can tap cancel at the bottom. Boop, there you go, gone. cancel. All right. So again, that's what these three dots is. You can also get quick stats from the area that we're in. Look, when I tap stats, check this out. This is the stats for on-market listings. So the active listings in this area, the average price is 429,791. The lowest average is 365 and the high is 495 for residential. And down here we have days on market. The shortest 0 and the highest is 95 days on market. What about sales and least? This goes back 2 years. Oh, that's too far. Let's do 6 months, 7 days, 14 days, 1 month, or 6 months. I went too far. There we go, 6 months. 6 months back, the average sell price is 374. The lowest is 240. The highest is 475. The average days is 36 and the highest, lowest. Okay. The last one is off market. Off markets are property that couldn't sell. They were withdrawn or they were expired. Ooh, they couldn't sell one for 50K. Okay, that's interesting, isn't it? And the ones that have been sitting on the market, look at that. Ooh, they've been sitting for a long, long time. Okay, back to map. Okay, it brings us back. Okay, and from the map, again, if you want to see the list, so this way you can see maybe by the picture which one is the nicer one, right? Or you can simply tap on each individually, like I showed you earlier. Like let's look at the one for 449. That's the 449. It's been sitting on the market for 91 days. That's about 3 months on the market, right? So let's swipe. I just swiped up from the top of the picture. On the, you see this little, there's a little bar. Just swipe it up and the listing information appears. This listing has 30 pictures. And if I start swiping the pictures, you can start scrolling through them. Okay. This is to display it on another device, so that if you have Apple, Apple TV or something like that, that over here is the virtual tour logo. So if the property has a virtual tour, just tap here and you can see the virtual tour. You can also turn your phone sideways and look, it looks like this. When you turn it sideways, it's like you get a wider screen, right? And you can see more pictures. Oops, I'm scrolling the wrong one. You can swipe the pictures. Okay, let's turn it back. Okay, over here is comparables. Favorite, remember? And now in the favorite, if you okay, no, we already discussed the favorite. Are for 449,900, are comparables telling me our homes, is this price high or low? Do you know? That's what you do comparables to find out. Again, remember, this is what I set up in my preferences. Simply tap search if you're happy with the criteria. I want to see it on a map. Here's the subject, and these are the comparables. So one sold for up to 469 up here. And this one sold for 380, 420. And then you can tap on each one. Like, oh, the one for 469, what does it look like? Tap that, and then you'll be able to see. And then the one for 380. Maybe, yeah, you guys want to see the picture so so you can get an idea. Does it compare to my listing? Okay, there you go. So that's the comparable. But if I want to share this listing, right? If I want to share it with somebody who has the MLS client app, you can do it through here. Tap share, and then look, send in message. This allows you to text it to a client who has MLS client installed. Select that person, and then remember the hello I said to myself earlier? Okay, now I want to send to this client this listing. I can tell them, great price. I don't know. Could be an investor, right? So great price, and then up, boop, and that client, where would it get it? in MLS client. And in MLS client, they'll find it in the chat or messaging. Down here, you see messages? When they tap messages, here's that new listing that I just sent them. And I mentioned great price and the time also, or date, if it's him, if he missed it. Okay, so again, let's X out of here. So that was the share. Here is putting it in a shopping cart. And then over here we have showing time request and print. You can send it to, those all-in-one printers. The map. Here's the cool thing. I don't know, but I don't know why people still use, well, sometimes directions can help, but because there are some neighborhoods that are complicated, right? Especially when they're gated, and they have multiple. Some of the gated communities have only owner's gate and then visitors gate. So, but directions is really awesome, especially for non-gated communities. Okay, so you can tap directions. I want to know how to get to this home from wherever I am in Las Vegas. Tap directions. Pull up the listing, tap directions, and boom, look, it tells me how to get from the association to the property, and it gives me multiple routes. Okay. Yeah, that took me out of the app, by the way. Okay. But I want to choose the quickest route. 17-minute ETA, 6.9 miles. Tap go, and my GPS will go off from there, telling me where to turn, where to go, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay. So that's directions. You can view the map. View the map is very simple, just telling you, what surrounds the property. And since this is connected to Realist, you can also tap the area to see like, okay, who owns this house? Who owns this one? You can tap and look, it gives me the dimension of this lot, and it also tells me who the uh oh, this one doesn't want to give me any info. Oh, yeah, it does give me information. Like, really? Frank Rosenthal? Isn't he the guy from Junior? Sounds like the mob from Casino, right? Well, the Lefty Rosenthal, the real guy. Okay, X out. But there you go. That's pretty cool. So you can view the map, you can tap and see, who owns the lots next or the properties next door and things like that. See in 3D, you can also see that in 3D. Check this out. It's like a bird's eye view. Oh, look, this is cool. So this way you can see like, oh, okay, towards the north, you have this. I can turn the map also. Look, with two fingers on the map, I can turn and I can see the front of the house. Check this out. Cool, huh? Oh, that's the closest I can zoom in. I tried to zoom in closer, but this looks weird, doesn't it? It looks like it's an open hole. Uh, but I can also see what's further north. Am I north? I don't know where, I don't know my directions right now. What does it say? Oh no, I'm facing west. That was north before. So that house faces east, actually. Okay. I can also zoom out. You cannot zoom in because zoom in, that's the closest you can get. But when I can zoom out, I can see what surrounds, what's towards the west. Well, what's north? Let's turn this back north again. Oh, there's a highway right here. There's the I-11. What's towards the east? I can turn the map. Okay. And look, I'm doing it slowly so you guys can slowly see, okay, what's here? There's an elementary school. There's a community school. Absolutely, Michelle. This is recorded. I'm sending it to everybody. I'll send it to the email that you registered because I know it works because you're here. Yeah, you're welcome. And this is towards the east, you see? There's a beauty supply if any ladies are interested. And then when I go south, oh, there's a buffalo wing. Is that buffalo wing? Am I just seeing things? Oh, that's a Westland Fair. But again, just you can turn the map and then you can zoom in if you want to zoom in closer to anything. And as you can see, here's the subject property, and those are the streets surrounding it. All right, we're done with the, this is the see in 3D. Yeah, absolutely, Devin, you bet. Okay, public remarks are here. Private notes, only you can see those notes if you put in notes in here. You can type the notes below, you see, and then hit the up arrow. Maybe there's something that you want to let yourself know about this property, right? Or remind yourself. Tax, who owns this property? You see, all of this is in one. Here's the owner, the information. And I love about the AVM also. There's an AVM. Where's the AVM? Oh, did I scroll too quick? The AVM says 438. Okay. Yeah. Mortgage estimator. Remember the interest rate that we set earlier? Yeah. But this also includes taxes and association fee all combined. That's why it's a little higher. But it says that the estimated mortgage estimator. So if it's just the principal and interest based on that 6.12% that I put in there, plus the 20% if you subtract the 20%, remember I put 20% down payment, and the property taxes. So it takes the property taxes and it divides it by 12. So that's what this amount comes in. So these two combine up to 2288. But what if you want to change the price instead of paying full price to just say 430? Will they accept a 430 an offer of 430? Let's find out. So if then you can tap change here, and instead of making the full price, let's say 430 or 400, whatever you want to change it, say if they accept a 430 offer, here's the down payment, you see, 20%, 6.12. This goes down to 2089, and the plus taxes will be 2191. So you can keep playing with these numbers. That's my point. Okay, and when you're finished playing with the numbers, you can X out until you get to a favorable number. Okay, then there's features, which is more information about the property, just like the MLS, schools, garage information, room details. Here are the dimensions, room dimensions, and the room descriptions. Appliances, does it have anything good? It has a dryer, an oven, an oven. Oven is good, you can cook. Then there's showing instructions. How do I show this property? Showing time. Tells the agent is telling me you showing time. So what do? Go back up. Remember there's a showing time button here. You can tap that and do a showing request directly from this app. So yeah, you don't need to you do it from showing time. Agent remarks are here. Any secrets? Are they holding any? All right. And then there's tax and fees. So remember, it took this and it divided it by 12. So that was the 100 or whatever number that was. Who's the listing agent? Noah. But if I want to contact Noah, I can contact him here. Or while you're scrolling around, I don't know if you see that, but it's been covered at the bottom. There's when you scroll around at the bottom, you'll say contact agent. And when you tap contact agent, this will pop up. Can you even see that? Hang on, let me move. There's something blocking me at the bottom. When I tap contact agent, this pops up, you see? So you don't have to scroll down to find his information or to contact him. Okay, property history. Was this property listed originally for 449? Yes, it was. Okay, that's all it has. It has not changed for 91 days. So, okay, so it doesn't look like the owner is very motivated. And additional information at the bottom, there's the listing number and the list date. Okay, we're done looking at the listing. Now you know what's in it. And when you're finished, I can minimize this one and jump to the next one. And then you can keep, reviewing each listing. Okay, so that's the map, guys. Now, if you search an address and a property is not listed, let me clear out all this junk. Okay, to clear out do you see the pencil? Because I drew the shape or the area. I tapped the pencil and now that shape is gone, you see? So you can redo the drawing. You can draw a different location or search another location. When you enter an address here and a property is not listed, let me see if this property is listed. So when you type in the address, you can even pull up properties that are not listed, like I showed you earlier. So if this home right here, I want to find out who the owner is, what's the AVM, simply tap. And then here's the tax record. Swipe up and you see, you get the sales score, AVM, and it's like, I can tell immediately, like, oh, I'll price it around 570s. Okay. Then you can do your comparable, do whatever you want. Okay, so again, you can enter any address, even of property that are not listed here. And when it takes you to the location, tap on the lot, and it also gives you the lot dimensions. Okay. On the top right, there's an eye. You see this eye right here? This eye allows you to even walk the neighborhood. Like if in this area, right? Sorry, yes, I had to X out of the property first. Zoom out a little bit. Okay, so let's say that I'm interested in, I want to contact to see if anybody wants to list their property in this area. If you want to do that, look, there's an eye right here. Tap that and check out this. There is sales score. Sales score means that the higher the score, the most likely it could be that they might want to list. Okay, so I just enabled it. You see that? Now I'm going to tap the X to get rid of the menu. And now you see a bunch of colors on the map. And the color legends are here. So what is this? High. I want to see which ones are the very high. And then you can, move around, find the green one if there's any. There's not. Okay. So that's how you can do some farming if you want. Okay, back to the eye. And then I can turn this off. I can view the flood zone. I can view, the traffic doesn't work, never worked. You can switch the map over to satellite view if you don't like the animated view. There's also rent score, maybe which one are most likely be rent be rented out or be listed as a rental. And of course, those are the investor ones, right? The ones that have an LLC or something. Mortgage age, mortgage rate, owner occupied, ownership time. So you can enable any of these. You cannot enable multiple because you see when I tap rent score, the other one went away. But I want to know ownership time, for example. Tap that, and then when I tap the X, now you have colors all over the map again, and then those colors, the legend is right here, so you know what each color means. Okay, back to the eye. And what else do we have? The last one is home equity. So who has a lot of equity? Well, the ones that paid off, right? The ones that are paid off are the ones with the higher equity. Okay, so there you go. Uh, to get rid of this, back to the eye and turn off. I like to leave the parcel boundaries because again, the parcel boundaries, thought I turned it off. Okay, guess I want to go away then. Okay, so the parcel boundaries, when I start zooming in, I can tap on any property I want, and it gives me the dimensions, it gives me the information of the who owns it and all that, the tax record, in other words. Okay, so that's that. That's enough with the map. We're done with the map. Now, let me X out of this to get X out of here so I can see the bottom options. To return back to the home page, simply tap home and we're back out of the map. You can always return back to the map and continue working where you left off. The last thing I want to show you is InstaView. Actually, this is not the last thing, but InstaView, simply tap it and then it'll tell you if, like I said, when you're driving around, if you see a property with a for sale sign, just tap InstaView. Well, open up MLS-Touch first, tap InstaView, and then it'll show you the listing. That's how easy it is. And when you see the listing, just tap and then you can see the information. So that's really awesome. But for InstaView to work correctly, first, I know you have to go to your privacy and make sure that your location services are turned on. So settings, where's that little wheel? Right here. In an iPhone, you go to settings. What else do we have? I said privacy, didn't I? This is where we hunt privacy. This one. Boop. And location services. Tap. Make sure this has to be on though. Because if you're like, if you see a for sale sign, you tap InstaView, then it takes you to, you're in Las Vegas, then it takes you to Boulder City. That's because your location services is either off or, something is wrong, or it tells you that you didn't find any property. Make sure that this is turned on. Okay. And also, let's go back. Remember earlier, let's go back and back. When I access my contacts to import them to the app, or when I access my pictures to upload my company logo. So if you want to enable or disable any of those, you have to go to settings, go all the way down to your apps. In the apps list, you need to go to MLS-Touch. So you need to go to letter M, MLS-Touch. And remember, here's location services. But once your location services is turned on, you also need to allow it here. Okay? Because if you have it set to never, again, it's gonna say that you're somewhere else. So I only have it set to while using the app. You see that? And then contacts, you can grant them this type of accesses, none, limited, or full. And then there's also notification. This one is important because remember when your client does something like mark a listing as favorite, or when you get messages from your clients who have questions for you, if they're using MLS client, yeah, turn on the notifications. Okay. You need to use cellular data because the cellular data, you'll be on the field, you'll be out in the street. So yeah, that has to be turned on. Okay. And mirror, that's not important. I have to have it on because I use it so you can see it on this app. Okay, so there you go. So those are your settings in case you have anything disabled. All right. One more last thing I want to show you. Remember my photo, my name. If you guys want to make changes to that, you can actually. Where's the app again? Okay. So remember my picture, my name. I'll tell you where you can edit that. Boop, minimize that. Okay. Back to the single sign-on page. Single sign-on is this one right here, guys. Remember, before I click Matrix, in here you have an app called Prospects. When you go to Prospects, that's why these three programs are all connected. Now you see why. I will be teaching this class on Tuesday if you guys are interested. If you don't have a CRM or if you want to stop wasting money on a CRM, right? This is free. This is included if you're a member. From here, I'm going to configuration on the bottom left from CRM configuration. And right here, customization, configuration, customization. When you open up customization, double click. Up here, well, here's the branding, remember, but here's the header. Then down here it says default, double click default. And here's my photo. Let me change this picture. Let me get out of MLS-Touch also first to get out of the app. Okay. I want to change my photo, choose, instead of using my board photo, click the plus, click choose. Let's pick another picture. Let's see, pictures. This is the one I'm using right now. Let's use the one where I'm in Star Wars. Open. Just change my photo. Boom. There you go. That's my new picture. And then your name. Right now, let's most likely you have it like this. Use my board info. You see that? There's the good and bad. The good thing is that whenever you're in the board and the association, when they update your company name, your office, your phone number, your email, this will update automatically. But if you uncheck this box, guess what? It won't update automatically anymore. But if I want to add my nickname, well, like I said, you have to decide because let's say that tomorrow you open up a new company and you're the broker, this won't update. You have to manually come in here and update this manually. Yeah. All right. So I added my nickname, you see, Cat, save. So done. Now, am I still connected? Okay. So let's go back to the MLS-Touch. Where's MLS-Touch? The MLS-Touch app. Now my picture, my name has my nickname. So That's in case you want to update that or change it. Now you know how to. Okay, let me tap more below here. And that's my photo now, you see. All right. I hope you all have take advantage of this awesome app and get it, whatever, however it helps you will be great. Let me stop the recording first.
Recording stopped.
Yes, this has been recorded. I will send you guys the recording, but as you can see, it's really great to have an app that does not just pull up listings. It's connected to Matrix. Your contacts are all here. Prospect CRM. So if you plan to take that class next Tuesday, I will put it in the news and alerts so you guys can register from there directly, and also the tax records. So you guys have all that in one app. You can even make appointments with showing time. I didn't even mention that, did I? Right? So all in one, it's getting there, right? You can publish your listings on Facebook, you can do your branding right here, or from whatever other system, and it will be branded here automatically. So you see, all this is like, and I what I love is the notification, guys. When you guys get notified, especially when your contact marks a listing as favorite or when they discard it, this is like you're staying on top of your client, like, hey, I know what they like, what they don't like immediately. Get that deal done. Don't waste time. Put money in your pocket, right? Okay. But like I said, I will try to send it to you a little later today. Wow, this was exactly 2 hours. I'm surprised we ended on time because we started like 5 minutes late. Absolutely, Tracy. I gotcha. Yeah, everybody gets sent this, the recording. Right now it's still processing. So like maybe in an hour or so, you should be getting that email from me. Okay? All right. And if you're taking my Prospect CRM class, part one will be Tuesday, um, February 10 at 9 a.m. And I'll see you there if you're taking it. Okay? Thank you, Tracy. All right, Devin. Uh, all right, everybody. I hope everybody have an awesome day. You're welcome, Devin. And I'll see you Tuesday if you're taking my prospect part one on Zoom again. All right, everybody. Y'all take care for now, and I'll see you then. Bye, everybody.